Zoom. We'll finish up with that.
Alrighty.
Whenever you're ready to go.
Yeah.
All right. Room, go ahead.
How was the bye week, and what does that bye week mean to the team?
It was good. Everybody kind of did their own thing. Some people went home. Some people went and visited friends. Some people stayed here. Right at the 6-game mark, I think it was really important for us to all have a mental and physical break. I think we really needed it. I think we're obviously we lost to Cincinnati, but I think we're sitting pretty well at 5-1 at the bye week, and I think that only charges us up to go 6-0 going forward. So
going into the bye week, that was a big lift. But talk about the team going into the second half in terms of just physicality and being fresh to play the next 6 games.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long season, and mentally just as much as physically. A lot of the young guys, even the older guys, need that time off to just rejuvenate and have a good second half. Because if you don't, I mean, against our last season, 2020, COVID, we didn't really have a bye week, and it was everything going on around us. It was just exhausting. And by the end of the season, we were all burnt out. But I feel like this break is really good for us and gives us energy to get down the home stretch.
Kyle, what do you kind of see from Drake London so far?
Yeah, he's somebody kind of said today, it's kind of like looking in a mirror body-wise. He's kind of same height, I think same weight-ish. But no, he's really athletic. He can high point balls. He's a good route runner. Knows how to use his body. He's obviously a big receiver, and doesn't let that slow him down, really. He doesn't really have any weaknesses. They'd love to get the ball to him. I think he has like 60-something catches in 6 games. So he's a really good receiver. He's a problem, and hopefully we can solve it. But our game plan is definitely centered around him and how we can stop him and stop their offense.
Does he kind of remind you of any receivers that you played in the past?
He reminds me a lot of the receiver that used to have, Michael Pittman. Reminds me a lot of him. Trying to think of a good one. I don't really know. I'm trying to think of an NFL guy, but maybe like a Keenan Allen. Not a burner, but I mean, he's still fast enough and catches everything, good route runner. So, and somebody they rely on.
And then I think you guys are 10 episodes into the podcast.
Yeah.
I guess what have you kind of learned from that, just in general?
I think it's good for us as roommates and just friends, because I mean we're all about to be seniors, and like it's kind of flown by college. So having this time once a week, an hour to just sit down with my friends and talk about stuff that we usually won't be able to talk about or won't talk about, and kind of decompress and get away from football, even though we're talking about it. I think it's something fun that we've established in episode 10, going on 11 now, and had some guests on. I think it could be a really long-term thing for us, but I think we all appreciate the time we get to spend with each other.
Any other questions out here? Austin?
Yeah. Sorry, if someone wants to go ahead of me, they can. I'm just gonna super quick.
You guys all good?
I guess any of the young guys stand out to you?
Any
of the freshman DBs or anybody?
I think DBs like Philip Riley, Ryan Barnes, Ramon's been playing a lot for us. Tariq's obviously, he's not a young guy, but I think he's really stepped into his role this year. Clarence, obviously, he's really good. But on the opposite side, Lorenzo, Styles, Deion Colsey, Jaden Thomas, like all the receivers, because we're so beat up at receiver right now. They stepped in, and I mean, they've delivered. And even if they haven't gotten a lot of balls thrown to them or this and that, they've been doing really well in practice and get a lot of reps in practice, and I'm sure they're going to get a good amount in the game. So I think the future is really bright at the position.
What kind of sticks out to you about Lorenzo's game?
Lorenzo is super fast. He when he first got here, I think he was really raw, and he has gotten a lot more technical with his route running. But I mean, just speed at the end of the day is just really hard to keep up with him, even if he's running. He's running the post, running to go. He's really, really fast, and he's really confident too at the same time. So I think at that position and at DB, confidence is probably two most important things.
Do have a question on Zoom. Chris Heidel, go right ahead.
Hey, Kyle. Thanks for taking my question. Chris Heidel from Herbison Radio in Baltimore. What was it like having this game back on the schedule? Because I know last year with the COVID and all that stuff, it was one of those things that was taken off. What was it like having it back on the schedule?
Right. We're definitely blessed to be able to play USC again. I mean, it's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, college football rivalry in the country. And get to play them at home twice and not have to go out to Cali, have them come here. And it's supposed to be a little cold on Saturday, so get to play them in that environment. I think it'll be really good for everybody. And the guys last year haven't been able to experience the rivalry, and the guys this year have been looking forward to it. And that's the reason they came here, is playing big games like that. So, I mean, no matter what the two teams are ranked, what everybody outside is saying, we know it's going to be a good game because it always is. And I mean, they're going to bring their A game, and we are too. So it should be a really good game, and I think it'll be a really cool experience for everybody on the team.
Austin, do you have one or two? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm gonna, I just got set up.
How'd you like playing the night games? Too big for a long Saturday.
Yeah.
Wait for that game, but what do you do to kill that time?
Yeah, so we have 3 in a row. We had VTech obviously last week. We have USC and then UNC next week. Honestly, it's a blessing and a curse because we get out of the game around midnight. But at the same time, I have a lot of friends who play college around the country. Usually, don't get to see them play, and that downtime in the hotel, I get to at least watch the noon game and a little bit of 3:30 slot. So that's really the best part, in my opinion.
You given your advice or any advice to your dad on his recovery?
Don't have to post it all on Twitter. He likes utilizing social media and helps people understand what's going on in his life. But he's doing really well. He's a second hip replacement surgery. It's just from jumping around playing basketball for 30 years. So what does he say? He says road to recovery or something, the comeback, something like that. So good luck to him in that. But he's doing well.
I got it.
All right, Kyle. So we're doing a story on the podcast
Okay.
of this week. Can you kind of tell me more about how awesome it is to kind of be able to do the podcast with some of your buddies and NIL that comes along with it?
Yeah, we were just talking about how it's awesome to be able to sit down for an hour every week with 3 of my best friends and just chop it up, because a lot of times we get caught up, especially in the season, not having time to just really sit down and enjoy each other's company, and while entertaining other people, entertaining ourselves, and getting compensated for it. I think it's a perfect storm, and we really appreciative of the volume and Colin Coward allowing us to really create this product that people enjoy, hopefully. And I think it's been growing really, really well, and it's only going to grow even more, and hopefully it's a long-term thing.
Yeah, for sure. And I know you guys talked a little bit about Drake and Kanye. Had some choice
Yeah,
words, a little bit
yeah.
about Kanye. Could you elaborate a little bit on that for a little bit?
Me personally, I'm a Drake guy. Always have been, always will be. I'm just stuck in my ways in that sense. I'm same with LeBron. But I mean, it's really an opinionated subject, but at the same time, there's facts to back up the fact that Drake is the better artist. Lyrically, production-wise, I would say Kanye is probably better, but everything else, Drake has the most number ones ever, and his influence across the world is crazy. And just he's kind of just winning all the time, so people like to hate on him. But same thing with LeBron.
Yeah, for sure. And just having the guys, like guys like Kemar Radigan.
Mhm.
What's the vibe like with just having those guys and be able to do a podcast with those guys every week?
Yeah, it's funny because we sit around talking about the podcast, and then we'll end up having like 4-hour conversations that don't even have to do with the podcast. And it's like I was just saying, it's just nice to have those guys who are gonna be friends for life. Like my kid's gonna call them uncle and like stuff like that. And like, I mean, having this college experience, you don't get it for a long time. So being able to cherish it with my guys and have an awesome time. And I'm sure everybody's having fun. We all have equal parts in it too. I mean, we're all 25% owners of our company LLC. So no, it's awesome. And it teaches us a little bit about the business side and media side. I'm a marketing major. So I think that helps me out personally, just with what I want to do, and other guys at the same time helping them out. So it's really cool dynamic. I'm just glad we're able to do it.
Yeah, and you talk about being a marketing major and along with the business side of it. How do you feel like that's kind of helped you in realizing what the real world's kind of like in that aspect?
Yeah, I feel like at first when we had to take all the business prereqs like finance, and econ, and all these calculus classes, I'm like, so when am I going to get to marketing? So it was definitely tough at first through the first 2 years, but now that I've gotten a more marketing concentrated curriculum, it's awesome to be able to learn about stuff that I know is going to be applicable within the next few years or so when I start maybe doing some marketing projects or whatever. But I feel like it's definitely going to pay dividends for me, especially at Notre Dame. And I can apply it to everyday life and maybe try to persuade somebody to do something I want, just in terms of marketing something I want them to choose or something like that. But no, it's really awesome experience. I can feel myself gaining more knowledge every single week.
Yeah, for sure. And one more thing about the podcast is just overall, what have you learned in terms of just doing the podcast? How much fun has it been for you and the guys?
Yeah, it's been super fun. What we've learned is one, you can definitely cut some stuff out. Maybe down the line we'll release on coverage, but definitely that. Don't be afraid to do that. But two, be open to other people's opinions, because we're four different people. Even though we're all like each other, we don't all have the same opinions and stuff like that. So being able to listen to other people and not be too stubborn to the point where you don't even consider other people's thoughts. But at the same time, I'm gonna have my Drake opinion. Cam's gonna have his Kanye opinion. But being able to have this civil discourse between each other and have a great conversation, I feel like a lot of people around the world can learn from it. And being able to listen to other people's thoughts and emotions and take that in and give your own feedback without being too critical, I feel like that's something we've definitely learned.
You get to put your personality into it.
Exactly. Yeah, we get to take off the helmet a little bit. Yeah.
Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Thanks, Cal. Appreciate it.
I guess close to a year now, I guess what's kind of been the biggest adjustment for you, and I guess how comfortable are you at that spot now?
Extremely comfortable. I mean, it's kind of the same as D tackle. So, I mean, it wasn't that too much of a transition, but I mean, when I got into it, I think like 1 or 2 games and I was completely 100% in on it. So,
And then I guess what have you kind of learned from Kurt, just kind of working with him over the last year?
when I first came into nose guard, I completely focused on what Kurt was doing, coming off the ball, using his hands, just the sheer physicality of how and when he does that is something I focused on. And the biggest thing with Kurt was finishing to the ball. So he would hit somebody and then shed him and then run to the ball. Even if they were holding on him, he would still be full sprint to the ball. So that was something that I was really focused on.
And then I take it you wouldn't be opposed if you swung back over to 3 tech at some point.
I mean, no. I mean, it's a lot more freedom and not very much double teams. So, but I mean, where I get to play more, honestly.
Any other questions on here? I got one on Zoom. Chris Heidel, go ahead.
Hey, Howard, thanks for taking my question today. Your father played in the NFL, and you had another family member player in the NFL. They played in a lot of rivalry games over the years. What did they teach you about their rivalry games between the Giants and Cowboys and Redskins to help you get ready for USC?
Just obviously a rivalry game is a new atmosphere. It's bigger. Everybody's excited, fans and players included. But just the biggest thing is to calm down, do what you've been doing for however many games you've been playing. It's not different. Do what you've been taught, do what you know you can do, and just go get production.
Thanks, Howard. Appreciate it. You're all set.
Thank you.
George, USC week.
Mhm.
When your first time playing them, how impactful is that for you going up against big rivals?
Yeah, I mean, that's huge for me. It's USC's a big rival, probably the biggest rival. And for me, growing up a Notre Dame fan, I'd always grow up watching USC games. And so for me to know I'm going to go in and play pretty significant snaps against them, it's a dream come true. And I mean, I'm a senior, but I've never actually had a snap in a USC game before. So it's just really exciting opportunity for me.
What's kind of the mood like right now in the tight end room, just with you guys being down a couple numbers?
Yeah, it's definitely like a next man in kind of mentality. All the guys are ready, all the guys are able and confident in their own abilities. So really, it's just about trying to make sure we all stay healthy from this point out. But also, some guys have newer roles, like you see, like Carmody kind of working with us a little bit. Some of the younger guys getting more action than they probably normally would, like Mitch. And really, it's just about stepping up and executing.
Talk about your development as a tight end. What are you doing better this year than you have?
Yeah. I'm really I came in my freshman year. I wasn't ready to play, and from there it's really just been trying to work hard on my craft. Really focus on like the finer details of the position, stuff that maybe it's not physical development as much as it is like your hands and your feet in the run game or coming out of your breaks tight in the pass game. Really, it's been a long process, but I'm happy where I'm at now, and I'm going to keep working to get better.
Do you feel like you guys improved as an offense as a whole from week one to now?
Yeah, I mean, you see, like week one, we had a ton of guys that are obviously like highly touted coming out of high school, but like they're young, they haven't played before. And you see this every week. The chemistry's getting better. Guys are getting more comfortable. Because it's never a question of the talent here. It's just all about the guys really just getting used to playing, getting comfortable with each other, working together. And I think everyone's doing a better job of it. And I think it's going to keep trending upwards.
How good do you think this offense?
Very good, really good. Honestly, like it's like you see it in practice all the time in camp. I think it's the most talented group I've ever been a part of. Seeing some of the guys practice, like Mike and Kev, Austin, and Kyron, and then you see young guys stepping up too, like Diggs stepping up last week. Like, there's guys every position that can make plays. So I'm really excited to see where it's going to go.
You mentioned the improvements. What do you think you guys can still improve on? With still some of these?
Yeah, it's just everyone executing every play. Like you see it all the time when you watch the tape. There's 10 dudes that really just play their heart out, and then there's one guy that maybe just misses an assignment or something like that, which happens when you're new to playing. And less that's happening. But if we keep doing that, the sky's the limit for the offense.
What kind of personality is Coach McNulty now that you kind of had him for the last 2 years?
Yeah, no, he's awesome. He's very much like an NFL coach. So he's like he'll get on you in practice, but he never rides you to the ground. He's really good about taking the coaching points from the plays, not like getting into you too bad, you know. But he's been awesome to play for. I think he's been huge, like developing as a player.
Can you talk about the strength and conditioning? Years past, Notre Dame, October, November, you see the team tired.
Yeah.
You get to Virginia Tech, they're tired. Great bye week, but what does Matt Ballas really mention this program?
He's been huge. Again, like the way we work in the summer, the way we train, it's unlike anywhere in the country. And you see, like guys can just we can practice hard. For example, we can practice hard the whole day, and guys are still fresh. Then it's just about recovery.
Any other questions on here? All right, you're all set,
Great,
George.
thank
Thanks,
you.
appreciate it, man.
Avery?
Yep. Avery, what's up, man?
How you doing?
Good. Keep it like we normally do. We'll have questions in the room first, and then we'll finish up with any questions on Zoom. Ready to go?
Yeah, right.
All right, go ahead, Ron.
Avery, obviously every week's important, but is there a little bit more juice in the locker room with it being this week?
Yeah, we're excited. It's a rivalry game. It's a historic game. We've been playing for I don't know how many years, many decades. Super excited. Me personally, I haven't played in the game, so I'm excited. I'm super excited. Yeah, I think the energy's through the roof. We're all ready to go. So.
Kyle mentioned that Rizzo had kind of stepped up the last couple of weeks. I guess what do you kind of see?
I mean, I've seen so much growth in that kid so quickly too. It's really crazy to see just when he first came in the spring to where he's at now. It's amazing the growth he's able to accumulate. How much better he's getting. That's just making me realize his potential. Like I haven't seen his ceiling yet. It's not much things that if it was something he struggled with early coming in, he's tuned that up, and there's other things that maybe he needs to tune up now that he's working on. But like the way he's able to grow and like bounce back in a way, or like learn from his mistakes and get better at that is incredible. He's super talented on top of that. Like the raw talent was always there, but the way he's able to get the fundamentals down now is super. It might be scary, but him going forward.
Avery, take us back to Virginia Tech. That last drive, it was a leadership moment. It was a learning moment. You were a big part of it. Just kind of take us into that moment.
The huddle you wouldn't have thought that we were losing the game, especially by 8. It's like needing 8 is a different kind of feeling, I feel like, for some teams, because it's not just, oh, we score, we kick the field goal, same routine. We score, we don't need to score again in a way, in a sense, excuse me. So honestly, looking at every one of my guys' eyes, it was nothing but confidence. We worked the 2-minute drill every single week. We've been working in camp. We pride ourselves in 2 minutes. So coming into that, it was nothing but confidence. We all looked each other in the eyes, and we knew what we had to do. And that's all it was going through our minds, and we went out there and executed.
It took guts for Jack to come back. Tell us what you learned about Jack.
Got ice in his veins. I mean, it's cold-blooded. I mean, yeah, that just made me excited. We all had confidence in him, though. We know what type of player he is. He's led us in drives in practice. He's led us in drives in the game. We know we can execute when he's in. So, like, and just to be able to come in from not playing, game-winning drive, execute like that, throw dimes, put the ball where it needs to be, execute the plays, protections, all that. It's just admirable, man. He's cold-blooded. That's all I can say.